I stood in the back of my own funeral, wearing a cheap suit I bought 2 towns over, and watched my wife laugh. Not cry, laugh. My son, the boy I raised for 32 years, was checking his watch. My daughter was on her phone, and my brother, the one I'd given everything to, was already discussing my house with a real estate agent in the parking lot. That's when I knew. Faking my death was the only honest thing left to do. Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us today at True Experience. If this story resonates with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay connected with more real-life tales of betrayal and justice. Drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from. We love hearing from our community across the USA, Canada, and around the world. Quick note, what you're about to hear is a personal account shared with us. Names and some details have been changed, but the events are real. My name is Robert. I'm 63 years old now. For 35 years, I built a life I thought mattered. I married young, 27. Linda was 25, sharp as glass, beautiful in that quiet way that grows on you. We had 2 kids, Michael and Sarah. I worked in commercial plumbing. Not glamorous, but steady. I built the business from nothing, 7 days a week for decades, calluses on top of calluses. Linda stayed home with the kids when they were small. Later, she did some bookkeeping, help with invoicing. Light stuff. I never asked her to break her back the way I did. I wanted her comfortable. My brother, Daniel, was different. Younger by 4 years. Never could hold a job. In and out of trouble, gambling debts, bad investments, worse women. I bailed him out more times than I can count. Co-signed loans. Gave him work when no one else would. He had a daughter, Emma, from a relationship that didn't last. I helped raise her too, paid for her school twice when Daniel disappeared for months at a time. I told myself that's what family does. By the time I turned 60, I'd paid off the house, set aside a decent amount in savings and investments, and the business was still pulling in steady income. My kids were adults. Michael worked in IT, lived 2 hours away. Sarah was a teacher, closer, but we didn't see her much. Life was winding down, I thought. Comfortable, quiet. Then I got sick. Not dying sick, but bad enough. Kidneys. The kind of thing that makes you slow down, makes you think. I spent a week in the hospital last spring, alone most of the time. Linda came once. Michael didn't visit at all, said work was busy. Sarah came for an hour, spent half of it on a phone call. When I got out, I started noticing things. Small things at first. Linda on her laptop late at night, closing it fast when I walked in. Her laughing on phone calls in the other room, going silent when I got close. I didn't want to be the jealous husband. I ignored it, but then I overheard something. I came home early one afternoon, wasn't feeling well, left the job site. I heard voices in the kitchen, Linda and Daniel. I stood in the hallway, just listening. How much longer do you think? Daniel asked. Doctor says his kidneys are getting worse, Linda said. Maybe a year, maybe 2. And the will. He updated it last month. I'm executor. The house, the business, the accounts. It's all in my name as primary beneficiary. The kids get a portion, but I control it. Good. We wait then. I'm not trying to rush it, but I know. Me neither. But once it happens, we're free. You and me. Finally. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. My wife. My brother. I don't know how long it had been going on. I didn't ask. I didn't confront them. I just stood there, listening to them plan my exit like a business deal. That night, I started planning something else. I didn't want revenge. Not in the movie sense. I wanted the truth. I wanted to see who they really were when they thought I couldn't see. I spent 2 months preparing. I told Linda my kidneys were getting worse. Wasn't a lie. I sold off a chunk of the business quietly, moved money into accounts she didn't know about. I contacted a lawyer in another state, updated a second will, the real one, locked away where she'd never find it. I arranged everything through a friend I trusted from the service, a guy named Frank who owed me more favors than I could count. Then I told Linda I was going on a fishing trip. Solo. Upstate. Needed to clear my head. She didn't argue. Didn't even ask when I'd be back. Frank helped me stage it. We drove my truck to a lake, left it by the water with my wallet and phone inside. He called it in 2 days later, concerned friend, saw the truck, no sign of me. Search and rescue found nothing. My body was never recovered. Happens more than you think. Older guy, health problems, slips, drowns, current takes him. Case closed. I watched the local news from a motel 3 hours away. Saw the report. Saw Linda crying on camera. She looked good. Believable. The funeral was small. I wore sunglasses, a hat, sat in the back row. A few old co-workers I didn't recognize anymore. A neighbor. Michael flew in. Sarah drove. Daniel sat next to Linda in the front, hand on her shoulder. The service was short. The pastor said kind things that didn't sound like me. Sarah cried a little. Michael stared at the floor. Linda dabbed her eyes with a tissue, but I saw her smile when she thought no one was looking. She smiled at Daniel. After the service, people gathered outside. I stayed near the back, close enough to hear. Michael was talking to Sarah near the cars. So what do you think the house is worth? Mom said she's selling it. Want something smaller. Just her and Uncle Daniel. Uncle Daniel's moving in. She says he's helping her manage everything. She seems, I don't know, happier than I expected. Michael shrugged. Good for her. Dad was hard to live with. I felt something crack inside my chest. Then I heard Daniel's voice, louder, talking to a man I didn't recognize. Yeah, property's in a good area. My sister-in-law wants to offload it quick. I can get you a walkthrough next week. I'll handle the listing myself. Keep it clean. He was already selling my house. My house. I left before I did something stupid. I waited 3 weeks. Let them settle in. Let them feel safe. Then I came back. I didn't knock. I still had a key. I walked at midday. Linda was in the kitchen. Daniel was on my couch. They froze when they saw me. Linda's face went white. Robert, you're dead, Daniel said. You're supposed to be dead. I finished. Yeah, that was the idea, wasn't it? Linda started crying. Not real tears. Panic tears. We thought you were gone. We mourned you. You planned it, I said. I heard you. Both of you. Daniel stood up, hands raised. Rob, come on. Let's talk about this. You're not thinking straight. I'm thinking fine, I said. Clearer than I have in years. I pulled out a folder. Copies of recordings. Bank transfers. The second will. Emails between Linda and Daniel going back 3 years. Frank had helped me pull it all together. I've already filed for divorce, I said to Linda. Adultery. Fraud. The house stays mine. The business stays mine. You get nothing. And Daniel. I looked at him. Every loan I co-signed, every dollar I gave you, I'm calling it in. I've got lawyers. You're done. Linda sank into a chair, shaking. Daniel just stared. I gave you 35 years, I said. I gave you everything. And you couldn't even wait until I was cold. I walked out, filed a police report for insurance fraud. The legal fallout took months, but I had everything documented. Linda tried to fight it, but the recordings killed her case. She moved in with her sister. Daniel declared bankruptcy within a year. Lost his car. Lost his apartment. Emma, his daughter, called me. Said she was sorry. I told her she didn't need to be. Wasn't her fault. Michael and Sarah reached out eventually. Apologized. Said they didn't know. I don't talk to them much. Hard to forget what I heard at that funeral. I'm still here. Still in my house. The business is sold now. I'm too old for the work. But I'm comfortable. Got my health mostly. Got my peace. I don't regret what I did. Not for a second. Some people say I went too far. Maybe. But I needed to know. I needed to see who they really were when they thought I couldn't. And I saw. I'm not angry anymore. Just tired. And free. I built a life. Gave it away. Took it back. That's all there is to tell. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Stories like this remind us that the truth always surfaces one way or another. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever discovered the truth about someone you trusted? We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care of yourselves. And remember, the people who love you won't wait for you to disappear to show it.